And they were, and I was like, okay.
Welcome to the Book Angle, where we talk about books from different angles and sometimes go in circles. I'm Anna, and this is Sabrina. And do you want to talk about what we're doing today?
We are going back to like a game I played in middle and high school, and we're mostly middle. We're going to be playing Never Have I Ever, but Bookish edition. So I have found 13 questions, and we're going to have our hands up. And if you have done this Bookish Never Have I Ever, you have to put a finger down. I'm curious if we're going to get out early, but it's only 13 questions, so we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
We'll just see how it goes. The first one we kind of talked about yesterday, but get your fingers ready.
Okay.
Never have I ever Googled the ending of a book because I couldn't wait to find out what happened. I have done that. You've never done that?
No, I told you that I was reading a book. I was reading a book. I didn't Google it. Does that count? I was reading a book and I skipped to the ending to see if it was a happy ending or not because I was like, I can't take this emotionally. Like, it's so dark. I can't keep going if it's not happy.
No, I think that doesn't count if it's Googled. I think that's a different thing.
Okay.
I have Googled it for the same reason though, and
I
I'm
just
pretty
literally looked for like the two characters' names. I was like, I just want to see if they're alive, and then if they're alive, then I'm good. Like that was literally it. I wasn't like trying to figure out what actually happened.
Mine was actually, I think, which is kind of funny because I love this book. I'm pretty sure it was a man called Uva. I had to make
Really?
sure. I did. I'm pretty sure I was like, is he gonna die? And then I'm pretty sure it was either that one or Anxious People. I know it was a Frederick Bachman book
Mm.
where I had to Google the ending. I'm pretty sure it's Uva. And they were like, and I was like, okay. So but that's something my husband won't watch movies with me because I'm like, this is getting sad. I ruin it.
Oh, I
Only
will.
for bad realistic fiction.
I will Google the ending of movies though,
Yes.
because I don't care as much about movies. Books are different.
Yeah. Never have I ever borrowed a book and accidentally kept it forever. I'm changing it to like this because my thumb was tired.
Um, I don't. I genuinely don't know. I'm like, Did I do that? I don't think
I
I
think it
did.
accidentally insinuates you did it on purpose.
Oh, then no.
I don't, yeah, I haven't either. Um, okay. Never have I ever bought a book solely because it looked pretty on my shelf.
Oh. 100%.
I can say I've never done that because I don't have a good shelf display.
Yeah. Well, I don't really either, but you can see where the dark stands still now. I did have the Crescent City books there, and they were purely there for aesthetic, I have to say, because I didn't really enjoy them that much. But they got to stay because they're pretty, but now that one's there.
Where the Dark Stands Still is a beautiful, beautiful cover. I
It
can't wait
is.
to read it.
And it's right next to my Hobbit hole candle thing, and they're like the same vibe. It really works.
Never have I ever lied about reading a classic just to sound smarter or to participate in a conversation. I have. You haven't?
Mm-hmm.
Even when people are really aggressive with you about being an English major?
I've never lied about what I've read though, because then I wouldn't be able to I can't back it up. Like if I don't know
It
what I'm
was,
talking about.
I feel like it was more a lie by omission where I was in a group of people who were like, oh, and they're just like yapping away for me. And I'm like, mm-hmm, yep. Like it wasn't I have read. I'm trying to think of something I haven't read. I have read Great Expectations and I didn't like it. Like, it's not that. It's more just a hmm, interesting point, that sort of thing.
Oh, see, I wouldn't say that's lying. That's just like listening.
That's fair, but I think that if they would have assumed, to me it feels like a lie by omission. I wish I could do a half. Should I do an 8.5 or
Yeah,
like a half
sure.
point?
Like a half point.
Okay, I'm at 9.5 basically. Okay. Never have I ever finished a book and immediately started rereading it.
I did this when I was a kid. I haven't done that in a long time, but I did used to do that.
Was it with Ella Enchanted?
Yeah.
Oh,
Other books too, but yeah, that was one of them.
that's funny. Okay.
Or I would go
Never.
back and reread my favorite parts of the
Hmm.
book. Like, be like, oh, I need to re experience this. Sorry, I interrupted.
Never have I ever cried while reading a book to the point where I needed tissues. Was that the Emily Henry book?
Yeah, I did need tissues for that one. And it's like, man, it wasn't even supposed to be that sad. It just was too relatable.
No.
It was too
Yeah,
relatable.
Emily Henry, that was unacceptable.
Yeah.
Um, Never have I ever fallen in love with a fictional character.
I mean, like, are we talking about like romantic love? Like, I'm
I
not.
I would imagine romantic love,
I
but I don't
definitely
know.
had crushes on
I probably
characters, and I
did.
and I love characters like in a platonic way too. So like, yeah,
I'm sure that I had different crushes. I'm sure I've had book boyfriends. I can't think of one right now, but that's just a universal,
yeah. But
I'm
I've
a
like
young girl who,
platonically loved other characters, and like I just love this character so much. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But even if it means it in a romancy way,
I don't know if my audio is picking it up, but Pendo is annoyed with me for not playing with her right now, and she's giving her 2 cents behind me. If you hear any, that's
or
Pendo.
maybe that was her being like, I am the book crush.
Yeah, like how dare you love anyone but me? That's.
Um, Never have I ever named a pet after a character from a book.
I haven't done that.
I haven't either. I was curious if one of your family animals growing up.
Mm-mm. No,
Mm,
because Daisy was born. She was alive before I was born, so I didn't name her.
okay.
Maggie was just. She looked like a Maggie, and that
Mm.
was it. And then obviously Pinto Bean looks like a pinto bean. I named. I go
You
by
name your animals after
vibes.
food.
Yeah, Maggie is not a food
Oh yes, she
name,
just looked
but
like it.
she just had the face of a Maggie for some reason. I don't know. I don't remember what. I was also 7, so like.
Yeah. One of the girls who I used to nanny was the one who named Simon. She just said, "Hey, Simon," and I was like, that's a good name. Um, okay. Never have I ever spent time debating fan theories online. I have done that.
Debating them? No. Reading them? Yes.
You never done like a Reddit post or a Facebook post about something?
Never. Never. Can you believe that? I don't think
I,
I've ever posted on Reddit ever. I've read lots of Reddit, never posted.
but nothing on Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok?
I don't think I've posted book reviews, book recommendations. I don't think I've ever posted theories about anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I I wasn't arguing like a theory, but I felt like it counted because of the Percy Jackson show. I was going all in, giving my 2 cents, talking about the book, and a lot of people liked my Reddit comment. So a lot of people agreed with me. And I was right in that moment. Okay. Never have I ever gotten so attached to a series that I refuse to let anyone borrow the books. Okay. I haven't had that. I know that one of it wasn't a series, but I know that you said you thought I wanted to borrow your Ella Enchanted book. I had my own copy, but you were like, no.
No. No. I did let people borrow a series, and I aggressively like hassled them until they gave them back, and I was like, I'm never letting people borrow this series again because I don't trust people to not give them. They were holding on to them for months, and I was like, I don't trust you anymore. I want this back.
Um, Never have I ever used quotes from a book in daily conversation. I'm sure I have.
Yeah, like there specifically the one that comes to mind right away is the beginning line of Pride and Prejudice is like a man. Oh gosh, now I'm not gonna be able to remember it. It's like a man. We'll move on. I don't remember what the quote is, but I've definitely used different iterations of it. Like a man in possession of good fortune will be in want of a wife or something like that.
We're doing pretty good. I thought we were gonna die quicker. Okay. Never have I ever finished a book and immediately called my friends to discuss the ending, regardless if they have finished. You did it. Did you put it down?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, okay. We only have one more left, and I don't think either of us have done this. Never have I ever traveled to a location because it was featured in a book. Where'd you go?
Um. Okay. So yes and no because London.
Okay.
I went to England. I went to England as a whole, like went all over England, and I went there because of a lot of the books that I have read were inspired by in the English countryside.
Oh, then yeah, you can put it down.
And then I also specifically went to locations in Bath because they were mentioned in different Jane Austen books, and then I went to Jane Austen's grave, and I went to Stone in the Wald, which is where there's a theory that Tolkien used to sit in front of this church, and that the twin trees that like go up around this beautiful door to the church were the inspiration for the doors to Moria.
Hmm.
And they do, like, if you look at like the what he drew for the doors to Moria and the picture of the trees with the door, it's very, very, very similar. So I did see that as well.
That's cool. I haven't done that. I went to Wilmington, North Carolina because of One Tree Hill. That's, I think that's it. And we were already thinking about the Outer Banks, and I was like, let's go here.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to go somewhere based on a book. Well, I don't have any more questions. So I guess you're a better book person than me. You almost died sooner. You
By
almost made it.
one.
Well, some of the other ones, I was like, okay, I'm sure we've done that. Well, maybe
Maybe not.
have you ever dog-eared your book pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was another one. Had one of them was, have you ever used trash as a bookmark?
Yeah.
Duh. Like, and then there's
I
something
used
else.
to, I'm a reformed dog eater, I have to admit. I used to do that, like, from childhood into probably into college, through
Yeah,
college, until my husband, who actually doesn't read, it
was so appalled.
was so appalled that I would dog ear my books. And I was like, I didn't even realize that people, like, this upset people. But now I see why. Because it does leave a crease in the page, but I'm like, but that's like a sign that you've been here. Like that's a sign that it's been read and loved. But also like it does
Yeah.
damage the book, so I'm now a strong bookmark girly. But also bookmarks are trash. Like I use
That's
not they
mine.
are trash. I use trash for a bookmark.
With the exception of the new bookmarks that you gave me, the magnetic ones, which at this rate, that's going to be the only bookmark that I use because I don't lose them.
Yeah.
Um,
I also
I use
got
trash.
these are like our logo bookmarks with the little design that I drew on the back. I got them printed for a con where I could like hand them out to people. But I got 500 printed and I have a ton of bookmarks now. So I have those laying around. There's like some in my purse, there's some on my bedside, there's some by my desk, there's some in my backpack. So I always have access to one now. So that's usually what I use.
That's good. And then the other one, which I was like, of course we've done that. Have you ever pretended to read to get out of a conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. So at that rate, we're dead. So I was trying to choose stuff that I was like,
More
well,
likely that it could be a yes or no, not just obvious. Well, yeah, duh.
yeah. So I chose those, and there were a couple where I'm like, I actually don't know that about her, but notorious for using bookmarks from trash. I always try to read if I don't want to talk. Like
There have been
I
times where I've literally been at a coffee shop and people are having a conversation that I'm like, I can't just like lean in and go like this, but I'm gonna pull out my book and just pretend to read so I can eavesdrop because they're like wild tea is being. I'm like, I don't know these people, but this is interesting.
right. Like for me, sometimes it's eavesdropping, but other times it's just
Yeah, I want to look busy so you don't bother me.
yeah, just don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm busy. Like, I'm not in the mood. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I think those things help make us book readers. But on that note, are there any of these things that you haven't done? Do you ignore people by reading too? And what was the latest trash you put in your book?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I want to know. But yeah, thank you for watching, Anne.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.